PHP Hypertext Processor. PHP is an open source scripting language originally designed for producing dynamic web pages. It has evolved to include command line interface capability and can be used in standalone graphical applications. Syntax of PHP is inherited from C, Java, and Perl. It is powerful yet easy to learn. Rasmus Ledov and his group, who wrote the original Common Gateway Interface binaries and rewrote the parser, formed PHP 3. PHP originally stood for Personal Home Page. It began in 1994 as a set of Common Gateway Interface binaries, written in the C program language by the programmer Rasmus Ledov. Ledov initially created these Personal Home Page tools to replace a small set of Perl script he had been using to maintain his personal home page. The tools were used to perform tasks such as displaying his resume and recording how much traffic his page was receiving. He combined these binaries with his form interpreter to create PHP F5, which had more functionality. PHP F5 included a larger implementation for the C programming language and could communicate with databases, enabling the building of simple, dynamic web applications. Basics in PHP: syntax, data types, expressions and operators, control structures, functions, array, and classes. PHP only parses code within its delimiter. Anything outside its delimiter is sent directly to the output and is not parsed by PHP. The most common delimiter are open and closed delimiters. Variables are prefixed with a dollar symbol, and a type does not need to be specified in advance. Unlike functions and class names, variable names are case sensitive. In PHP, a variable can hold data of any type. These data types are as following: integer, real number, boolean. Unlike other programming languages, PHP does not require formal declaration of the data type of a variable. When you assign certain value to a variable, PHP will automatically try to guess the type of the data being stored and assign the data type to the variable. When needed, PHP will automatically convert the data type. Here, data type of $A is automatically converted to a real number and then added with the value of $B, which is a real number too. Sometimes there might be a need to change the data type of a certain variable from string to an integer and then back to a string. Such manual overriding of data type is called typecasting. Since PHP will automatically change the data type, chances are rare that you will need to use typecasting at all. To specify a different of particular data type, use the following. To find out the data type of a variable, use a statement like the following. This will output the data type and value of the variable. In this case, the output will be int 100. PHP can also be called an expression-oriented language. That is because everything you write in PHP is an expression. A very common type of expressions are comparison expressions. An operator is something that you feed with one or more values which yield another value. There are three types of operators: ternary operator, binary operator, ternary operator. As you get deeper into a programming, you will see a need of executing a series of statements based on conditions. Based on your requirement, statements can be grouped into a statement group by encapsulating a group of statements with curly braces. If the expression evaluates to true, PHP will execute statement, and if it's evaluated to false, it will ignore it. Let us look at a simple logical flow before we attempt to write PHP code for the same. Step 1. I want to check if value of $A is bigger than 5. Step 2. If value of $A is bigger than 5, I want to print bigger than 5 on screen. Else if value is not bigger than 5, I want to do nothing. Step 3. End of my logic. Using while statement is very simple. Let's first look at the basic syntax of while statement. In while statement, group of statements are executed as long as the expression in while statement evaluates to true. The condition and its evaluation is checked at the beginning of each iteration. A simpler example of while statement would be Step 1. Assign value of 1 to $I. Step 2. Print the value of $I and increment it by 1 till the value of $I become 10. For loops are more complex in structure than other loop structures in PHP. Here, the first expression expr1 is executed without any condition at the very beginning of the loop. Then at the beginning of each iteration, the second expression expr2 is evaluated, and if found to be true, the nested statements are executed. This is one iteration circle. If the expression expr2 is evaluated to be false, the expression of the loop ends there. And at the end of each iteration, the third expression expr3 is executed. PHP provides us with an easy way to iterate over arrays. One of the most easiest statement is switch statement. It matches the value of the variable in context, and if the value matches, it then executes certain code depending on what you want to execute. All switch statements evaluate every case with a comparison operator. They might cause some problem with comparing string to integer. Class has class declaration, public method, and method call.